Alrighty, here we are to review episode 2 of season 2 of Marvel's Loki. And all right, I have a little bit of a problem with this. Like, here's my thing: is Obi the bad guy or is Mobius the bad guy? Because see, I'm getting bad guy vibes from either one, and I feel like we're there's just so much tiptoeing around certain stuff. I don't know. I just expected more of a rush from this episode. I expected more, I, just more in general. I mean, I got the McDonald's scenes I wanted, so I'm coming into this trying not to be wholly pessimistic. So I'm hoping maybe you guys have some more optimistic outlooks on this episode.
So what
Because
you're
I
saying, Tori, is that shot the Renegades?
in so many words, yes. This second episode didn't do it for me, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was expecting so much more because I enjoyed the first episode. I really did. I thought I was like, we're getting into it hard, and this episode started off with some fire, as I'm sure we'll talk about, and then I don't know. I just feel like it petered out some. Petered.
We about to talk about Loki season 2, episode 2, Bad Habit, Breaking Bad. I mean, what's about to say Bad Habit? That's the other show. All right,
Man,
it is your boy Laughers. I'm here with Uniqo, Williams, Monterey, Hudson, and Afro Comedy 765. We are over on 99 Media reviewing your favorite shows, doing what we do. Go watch Power, go watch Gen V. We got all that going. Uniqo, you on the opposite end. Let me know how you feel. I feel like you're on the opposite. Maybe I'm wrong, but we don't know because we didn't discuss this.
I just want everybody to know that Loki is the best written. Do you hear me? Best written show on Disney Plus that is not our all-time favorites like The Lion King and all that stuff. I really enjoyed this episode because build it up. I'm here for it. Build it up. I want to build it up. And I enjoy watching this episode. Like, I get it. McDonald's. Cute. Okay, that part. Cute. But my favorite part of this episode was Bradley. I liked it.
Okay.
He wasn't tripping. Y'all want this. I know that.
He wasn't
Okay.
tripping until he was in the box.
Oh, and there was that. That's cute. But I enjoyed his banter
Oh yeah.
before
Super-
they started
super good.
actually trying to threaten him. You know what I'm saying? So
It
I
was a
really enjoyed
mirror.
this episode. And it wasn't so much the ending because okay. So the ending was pretty good. Like it leaves you wanting to watch next week. But me personally, I gotta say, Bradley, he's that guy, and I enjoy watching it because of that performance there. I mean, is there a bigger asshole like ever between all timelines and branches? This dude's an asshole, and it was funny. He didn't even make it so that he was a bad person. So that's why I like this episode a lot. It's really because of the Bradley part of it.
Brad sold you on the episode.
Yeah. I think he was really funny. I believe that he was well written, and I believe that he acted out those lines the way that he was supposed to. So, yeah, I'm gonna say
You know what he's supposed to do.
I did. I really like that performance.
Yo, it's Breaking Bread. It's Breaking Bread. That's the episode title. They basically the whole episode was a very linear story of them simply trying to break bread to find out what Sylvie is, and then randomly they had the woman, the little chief woman. What's her name?
Don't do that. Don't do the extra stuff. All I'm asking, can y'all respect the performance? That's it.
Listen, it was too long of the same thing, and I'm like, okay, get to the point. And
There we
it
go.
took a while to get there, and then all of a sudden we had this random. After we sat here for 40 minutes, we had this random thing happen of this woman purging branches out of nowhere, and then it ended quick. And I was
That
like,
wasn't funny to you, Zelmay? Like his fighting back?
it was until they interviewed him 4 times, 3 or 4 times.
They did go back to
None
Brad
of
a
that was funny
lot.
to you?
I'm like, it was funny, but after a
None,
while,
was any of it funny to you? That's all
Joe,
I'm asking.
Joe,
And I'm gonna shut up.
A person can make a joke and it's funny, but then they keep joking over and over again. It stopped being funny.
It don't hit the same.
No,
Just
so
let
this
it
is where
go.
I'm at. This is where I'm at, and I'm gonna shut up. When he was laying on that floor, the first line, that was funny. Okay, then I was done. But how much time came into that? Like, how much time into the episode of him not? That's what I'm saying.
Listen, the one thing I enjoy when we got to see Loki powers. I love when we see Loki powers because they
Yeah.
don't show it a lot. So all of a sudden we see him control shadows, being able to manipulate. I'm like, okay, he's a god.
The horny
We-
shadows slap.
Actually, one more.
Horny shadows slap.
Actually, one more question, and just answer that when it's all y'all's turn. When was it? When did it stop being a thing for you guys?
Probably midway through the
I was
second.
about to say
interrogation.
midway. I was going to say second or third time they went back to him, I was over it.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you,
Was it the time that he was laying on the floor, or was
The
something
box was the best part of it for me, and that wasn't until the later
Okay.
half, though. You know,
So with that being said, I'm gonna be quiet then. I just want to ask you guys, like, please answer when it's your guys' turn. But I want to know.
But yeah, it spread. Like I loved the first part at the beginning when he was running and his character was hilarious, and then
started
we saw
fire.
Loki manipulate and show his trickster god powers, and I'm like, this is cool.
Mhm.
And then they interviewed him, and I'm like, okay, all right. Then they go back and interview him again. I'm like, all right, can we get to a story? And then they interviewed him again, and they finally got to a good fun part. I'm like, you could have put that in the second interview before the end. And then all of a sudden we got this random story that came out of nowhere of this woman purging timeline, which they hinted at, but they never like went to. And I'm like,
13
okay,
sold it.
and then it ended right away, and I'm like, that was it. She murdered millions of people, and it felt nothing. They tried to make it feel the what's her name?
Is it 013 or freaking what is it?
Yeah.
But her face as she saw the pruning of the timelines, that sold it right there. That gave the gravity.
She did her job trying to sell it, but I'm like, that's it. That's all that sold it.
Yeah.
Even Loki and Sylvie and them didn't sell it as much. And Tom Hiddleston is an amazing actor, by the way. But he didn't.
Yeah,
It felt like
actually,
he didn't have time to sell it because the show was go so fast. He's like, go get it. Now Sylvie upset. Now I got to fix Sylvie. I'm like, so we're gonna skip over the sad part that you're supposed to express.
Yeah, the pruning of all these timelines, all these trillions of people that just got.
Like if you take out that second interview, we can spend time on it.
I see what you're saying.
Owen Wilson showed out this episode. Period.
That man just wants to sell some jet skis, bruh.
I'm not going there because I don't even know where that was. Owen Wilson showed out this episode for sure. Owen Wilson.
Monte, tell us your thought.
I believe this is probably one of the few times in all of Overall 99 media history where our opinions have literally been split down the middle. Because on this left side, they weren't impressed by the episode. And on this right side, this is one of the best Loki episodes in the entire seasons. Like, easily.
Ooh,
because
I'm intrigued.
One, the acting was on point. Tom Hiddleston acted the best out of it. It was on point.
Kills it.
Like, you cannot deny that this, especially because this was an ode to old Loki. Loki transformed from his whole character development from. This is an ode to old Loki. Especially with Brad with those low blows. Oh, them low blows was wrong. Them low blows was wrong. Oh, yeah. Well, he decided to hit low blows. Oh, okay, cool. So he even got his get back. So that was a nod to old Loki. That's wonderful. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. That entire part. Then the fight scene. Though the fight scene isn't big, Loki's not really known for fight scene. Like I said, that fight scene was wonderful. Their combination powers, everything, loved it. Like the beginning part, like that's fine. Cool with it. It was good. It was good. I have no problem. The only issue I found with the episode is Sylvie. Actually,
Ooh.
even the ending wasn't really. Even the ending was fine. Like they just pruned every extra time. I thought, oh dang, you just wiped out billions. Like literally just wiped out billions like it was nothing. That's the Sylvie. I don't understand. I don't understand what you kicked Loki through the little time door. You kicked him out. Why are you mad at him? Excuse me? Like you kicked him out so you can go work at McDonald's behind the register for $7.25 an hour. But you want to kick him out like he was the problem. Like, what are you mad at him for? Like,
I know you lied about 1980.
I was gonna say
I get
1981
you.
definitely wasn't making 70.
I
We
guess you're a
definitely
little
making
upset.
7 to 25.
And Mom Ray, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you go. I just want to say, did you notice how they filmed it? And the what do you call it? The effect that they use on the
The
filming.
linear they
There's
do the where the camera. This was the first
70s thing.
episode where the camera moved with them.
Well, no, I'm just talking
This
about
is the
like.
first time the camera actually. They're still shots, continuous like. At
No,
least
I'm
the first
just
episode
talking
was.
about. I'm just talking about how like it had that grainy 70s thing going on the whole episode, or is my TV just bad?
I
Like y'all
don't
didn't notice
see it.
that like brown tint, right? That
I
brown
guess
tint.
Not
in the
re-
1980s, it was like a slight brownish looking tint to it. Or I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
like,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was super pronounced though. It wasn't something that
maybe, but like that's the only thing I don't understand her motivation. Like even remembering back, unless I'm slightly wrong, even remembering
That made
back
me
to the
upset
end of
about the
season
episode.
one, she understood the gravity of what would happen when you off, him who remains and everything. You can't be mad at Loki because he understood the ramification of what was going on. You did too. What you mad at him for? So you want to go and serve up McDoubles all day? Like no. And McDonald's have no problem with y'all. I love your food. If you want to sponsor over our 99 Media, Blur Cartel, or Make It Make Sense, I am here wonderfully. But either way, like I don't get it. Like she's mad at him. What are you mad at him for? Like you knew what you were doing, and then you left there and you decide to go work behind the McDonald's. Like, come on now. Like, obviously something more is going on with Sylvie than I just wanted to go work at McDonald's and live my life. Like, obviously more. I understand you hate the time police. I understand you hate that entire establishment.
they did her dirty.
I get it. I understand that. But being mad at Loki, the only person who was on your side the entirety of the first season, how does that help matters?
Wait,
Like,
Monte,
right.
could Loki be a symbol of how Sylvie's mad at herself because she's technically a Loki variant? So could
Like,
her?
she might be more mad because he went
You
back.
know, you know what I
she was
mean?
thinking he went back, but it's like you need their help. Like she acting like just me, my sword, and I is enough to save multiple timelines. And baby girl, you just clearly saw that wasn't the case, even though it was that organization who actually pruned them. But still,
Yeah.
like,
I think she's too cocky because she's thinking like, oh, I ended. He who remain let you hit him.
I'm sitting there
I was about to
Like
say.
he let you stab him. Kang is not gonna let you. Like I'll just take out the
I
rest of them.
still
Like
think
I did.
this
No,
is. I still think this could be leading to Loki filling in for He Who Remains, at least on the TVA basis side of things.
at this point, I'm suspicious of Sylvie. I'm like, Sylvie got to have more than just I wanted to go work.
You said there got to be a motive.
There's more than that now. Now you got more going on than just I want. I mean, the end of the scene showed her on the back of the pickup truck speaking to some random dude like, "Hey, make sure you show up to work tomorrow."
That was her manager, bro.
You got more going on than that. Like you got a secret husband we don't know about. You done had a child in the whole timeline. She got something else going on than just me, my pickup truck, and $7.25 at McDonald's from 8 to 5. You got more going on than that.
So Monte, what you saying is she stepped out on Loki and got a family when he was gone. And she finna get it.
She's sus, bro. Like, I'm not buying.
I mean, think about all the time she spent in Apocalypse.
What do you, man? Hold on. Let me ask you this: what are you not buying?
One, her reasoning for being mad at Loki doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like I get you upset
that doesn't.
Back. I'm gonna get you upset he went back to the TVA. I get that. You upset him. Okay. But being legit mad, like you don't even want to speak to him. This is the dude that you fell in love with, one. This is the dude that you literally travel all across multiple planets and universes, survive the planet exploding with and everything. This is the person that knows you inside out because he is a Loki. The one person who understands everything, you don't want to be bothered with him because you only got 10 minutes on your lunch break. miss me with this BS. Like, no, you got more going on than that. Not to mention, he telling you that it's other stuff going on. You smart enough to know stuff is going on, and you like, but I gotta be at work at 8 o'clock tomorrow. No, like stop this. Like it ain't like Loki trying to make stuff go. You know the TVA is corrupted still. You got like just getting rid of the old robots was the only problem. No, like you know that. Why not try to help and preserve your timeline? But you want to go back and work for 8.95, man.
One thing I was confused about.
There's other BS going on with her than just I want to live my life at McDonald's. Nah, I ain't buying it. It's more.
It is. My take is right because the lack of the TVA arrested the woman who went rogue. So her whole problem with the woman that arrested was they arrested her. The TVA, the people she hate, they're like the police. They're like black people being mad at police brutality when the police actually arrest the police that did wrong. like if they actually arrested them, I'm like, oh, you're going to jail for life. And like, yeah, they actually got true. The problem that black people have with the police, I don't want to get into that too much, is that they don't get arrested. But they did. So her reasoning is kind of weird.
I'm not buying it. She got more. It's something else going on with Sylvie than just what we see. It's something else going on.
You said there's something.
I don't know.
But what if she does just want to work at McDonald's?
I don't know if she done been talking with some other people that we don't know about. If she been in cahoots with something, if she done got exposed something, if she got some ulterior motive. I don't know. Something else going on with Sylvie, bro. I'm not buying it. Something else going on with Sylvie, bro. It's not just I'm mad at Loki for stupid reasons and the TVA is corrupt. We've seen that in season 1. You got something else going on with you, and I'm not buying it.
Definite possibility.
But she's the only real issue I found with the episode. Everything else, the other episode was fine. All of a sudden, the pruning, the freaking suspect leader that we saw from the first episode did the rogue thing that we all saw coming. So it's all okay, cool. She actually got away with it. She pruned a whole bunch of timelines. We got to see if those are going to get regrown or what's going to happen if the timelines are going to be, if it's going to less pressure on the sacred timeline now, since OB, if he ain't got to worry about it as much because all these other timelines just got blown apart. He might not have to, stress trying to fix it.
I was going to say he ain't got to loom so much, a lot less weaving for him.
So now we got to see, does he actually got to do as much now? Or, what's the ramifications of multiple timelines getting blown apart? So, I mean, we'll see.
What's the over-under for you guys on your thoughts on Obi being the villain for this season before it's all said and done? Because we know he's been with the TV, but listen, we know he's been with the TVA from the beginning. But we didn't. But it's not him, even though he's the one that's created all of this and he's the one that can do all of this. It was He Who Remains and Miss Minutes that were running the TVA. So what if Obi is secretly harboring this grudge that they took over all of this stuff that he made possible, and this is sort of his way of taking control to a certain extent. I've just seen that
more than I would Obi.
I got villain flags from Mobius this episode, low key, kind of. Well, because it's just once you get
sense for me.
You think Sylvie could be the villain?
Because once she kicked Loki out after she got rid of He Who Remains, we don't know what happened to Sylvie. I would know she was at the edge of the universe with whatever technology and everything to her with Miss Minutes, because Miss Minutes was being operated by He Who Remains. People forget that she was working with him. He knew it. So therefore, we don't know what the freak Sylvie did after that point. All we know, she popped up at McDonald's. So Miss Minutes was around her. She was at the edge of the universe where all the timelines flow together anyway. And so it all of a sudden now she got issues with Loki, and you don't want, man, please. So
and she was in Loki's future at the TVA.
So I was about to say that the future, because she was like, "Oh, there you are."
They got blown away. Your timeline with McDonald's is still there, though. Man, please. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I'm sus. I ain't saying she evil, but I'm sus. I'm sus of Sylvie. Something ain't right.
I don't know. I can't shake the Obi. And somebody pointed out Mobius, because when you get into the time jump and stuff, that you can always get into wacky ideas. But what if Mobius were to find out that he did enjoy his life before the TVA?
Oh, he's gonna find it out.
Could this have led to future Mobius sending himself back in time, which would explain why he didn't remember giving Obi the name Obi?
Oh, you getting too deep right there. Because that's a Disney
trope.
That's what Disney do nowadays, man.
It is.
So it might really be that.
Because
It
Mobius
could be
definitely
some.
gave me just his talk about the jet skis.
So I personally believe, and I'll shut up after this. I personally believe that Disney is all about that multiverse stuff, and then like by them ending the episode with them killing all the pruning, if you will,
Pruning.
the branches, they may like, oh no, all these people are dead. Then we have some kind of thing that happens where all these people are back alive based off of the
Well, we know
pruning
they
that happened.
regrow. We know the threads regrow after they're pruned. That's why
That's
they have to
that's
prune them to
that's what I'm
begin
thinking. Like
with.
I think that they're putting a whole bunch of emphasis on, oh no, everybody's dead. But this is Disney. We'll find a way. And y'all remember, do y'all remember a little show called a little picture movie called Endgame? It all just kind of worked out,
Yeah.
right?
A
Oh,
lot of people did that.
Spider-Man's dead.
I
Black Panther's
mean,
I
dead.
don't know. We didn't get. I think we didn't
we
get
did
back
lose a
Captain
couple people though.
America or
We
Iron
still lost
Man
a couple
or
people.
Hawkeye.
We still
Oh, we
lost a
did.
couple
We
I'm
did
not.
people.
I'm
get
not
Hawkeye
making a
back.
racism thing right now. What I'm making is, and Captain America is kind of like black at heart. But what I'm saying is this:
We are not
This
saying that.
nigga
The way
was
he looked at
born
that
I'm
black
not
man
19,
on
doing
them.
that. We're not doing that.
1920 something. He was definitely racist as hell.
Was he saying the N word?
Tori, you saw him on the bus, and when he looked at that
There we
black man up
go.
free,
I was
Look
about
at
to
that black
say.
man up there. Okay,
he saw
okay,
that black
okay.
man. He looked
What
at him
what
like,
what I'm
He was
saying,
like,
like the
oh
end of
shit.
at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that like at the end of the day, it's Disney. So like we know all this stuff is going to happen. Like everything's going to be okay. All these billions of lives, they're going to have to figure out a way to be like, we need all these alternate universes to coexist. That's what I'm saying. I believe that's the way because I've been watching Ahsoka, and I'm pretty sure it's all just going to work out because that's
You're
what Disney
saying
is doing right now.
multiversal camaraderie is key. We're gonna
Multiversal camaraderie. That's exactly what it is. That's a good term for it. And that's what I believe is going to happen. I'm
I
gonna shut
don't
up.
know. I just can't shake the like I said. Either I'm calling it now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But either Obi or Moby are gonna be the bad guys in this. I just feel
the,
it, bro.
I
the
can't. I
the
can't.
one thing,
Well,
the
dang, there
one
is the sea planet from the Mobius thing. Like, damn, what if I do have a better life than this?
Hmm.
So I'll give you that.
Well, I
My
the
mean,
one
apologies,
thing
young
I would
man.
if
the
I
one
gotta think
credence I
about it,
do give Tori, the one credence I do give Corey, Obi got an episode named after him, and they don't do that just for a
Yeah,
random
the
side character. They're gonna be
Ouroboros.
there for
I
the
mean, there is one thing, but the
Ouroboros.
other part would be that Kane is still expected to make an appearance in this because he is
That's
in
what
the
we
trailer.
missing.
So I'm like, I'm not just gonna act like the other film. Like the villain is in this show. Like I can't just ignore like he's not there.
Yeah,
So
but there's
I'm just
there's lots of shows where
Hold
you
up,
get
is
offshoot
Victor Timely
seasonal.
the villain?
Oh, we are
Is
coming up
Victor
on the
Timely a
Victor
villain?
Timely episode.
Wait,
You know what I'm
are
saying?
we?
I mean,
Oh,
he is
so
here.
we taking
I
Brad
know, but is
back
he the
to his
villain?
time, which
Like
would
he's here.
mean that it's
Like
is that
I'm
right?
not. I'm most likely it's not gonna be a variant of Kane that's good. So I mean, he's here. So
Iron Lad.
But you got to think there are
Iron
also
Lad. Not, I
what
mean,
we
Iron Lad
forget
was
though.
in. I think
But he was
nah,
one of the
not with
original. He
Iron
was
Lad.
one of the original variants. But we have to remember that Kang has multiple shapeshifter variants, canonically speaking. So he could legitimately be anybody. If we're talking about we're going by Kang's power set, he could be Obi in disguise. He could be, you know what I
That'd be
mean?
wild. Then it'd
Yeah,
be like we right and Afro comedy right. He'd be like, dang, like
yeah,
it
May
best
was
of
I ask
both
OB, but
you?
worlds.
OB's not OB.
May I ask the panel? I want to ask the panel if Kang has these. Okay, say you don't know anything about Kang. You're just some guy that just went on Disney Plus one day and started watching Loki. Okay, because Loki does pretty much have its own like story, and you really what you want to watch Avengers, cool, but you really can just go without that because this is own story, right?
But it's all connected
So
in the end.
that's fine. But I'm saying like just watching Loki, you can watch that standalone and then maybe watch Avengers if you want to. But Loki has done a very good job of making itself its own thing.
Okay,
So with that being said, and you don't know anything about his powers, you're just like, oh, Kang from the very last episode of season 1. Okay, so what would you expect out of He Who Remains? Right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
You would expect
Well,
him.
that's one of his names.
You would expect what they said in episode one. Like you remember episode
Mm,
one of season two? He literally went everywhere and was saying like the TVA, the back of the freaking wall where the boardroom meeting was at. His
Yep.
face was everywhere. Like he was,
yeah.
he'd already taken. But the problem is the way
Remember,
they shaped it.
don't explain this, Monray. It's not about what you know about him already, just based off
No,
what they showed us.
I'm
Okay,
telling you, like
okay,
based
I'm
off of
good.
the entire, like the first episode, what happened, like at the end of the season one to the first episode is he came back in this time, and
Mm,
He Who Remains had taken over the TVA. His face was is shown in statues and everywhere. All over. When he went to the board meeting, he had to show them behind the wall when he chiseled the wall with the little wand. He Who Remains'
The
face
original.
was everywhere there. So basically, what
Three
they are
faces.
implying is that He Who Remains has already taken over the TVA, and they just don't realize it. So what's going to end
And
up happening is that either he's going to be revealed that some variant of him took the TVA over, and they just don't realize it, whether it be in the, I think that's in the like the current times because he showed them. So like he was in the
Yeah.
past, so somehow he didn't already create the TVA, which I think the He Remains said that at one point. So if he created it and he's still here in his present, and you seeing statues of him everywhere, that means most likely he's either in the past or the future, or some variant of him is still around, still behind all this mess. Which means somewhere along
mm.
these lines, we finna see a Kang, and we finna see him cause problems with TVA or
Okay.
expose it for what it is.
Joe, I want to ask you. Okay, if you've only
Mhm.
watched season one of Loki, and you've seen
Okay.
all of this about He Who Remains, and all you know is what the show's told you.
Mm,
Would you be surprised, honestly, if you found out, oh, He Who Remains can shapeshift, he can change his face? I mean, even if we're saying you haven't watched any of the adjacent movies, TV shows, anything
mm.
else, especially you got to think coming off of a Secret Invasion where shapeshifting was a whole big thing. You know what I mean? Uh, would you be surprised, honestly, if all of a sudden we find out He Who Remains was some random person in disguise? He was still working it. He just didn't want to be seen working it.
My thing would be this. I'm saying there's no way that a person that ended at the that was at the end of season one, that you wasn't just ready. I'm just ready to die.
I
I
mean,
don't see that opening without a reason.
unless you
You know what I'm
know,
saying?
but that's where you got to get into the temporal. Everyone's got a temporal pad. Everyone's got a freaking time ID or whatever. Um, I just, and we know for a fact from the first season into the second season, we know that He Who Remains has made sure to strategically place himself throughout time. Chances are, if you go to any point in time along any major timeline, especially if we're talking the sacred timeline, using the term, that's how they term it, 616. You know the marketing's got to be there, but
Mm,
he's made sure that through all these pivotal points in history that there's been a variant of himself. Think to when we got the little quote, when we got the shot of the Council of Kangs in the movie, we've seen him as an Egyptian god, we've seen him as Victor Timely, we've seen him as so is it
mhm.
really crazy to think if he can turn his skin blue, you don't think he could turn it yellow for an episode or
No,
two?
I believe that all things are possible at this point, and I believe that might have just been just a pump fake. I believe
Because
that the end of season one for Loki was just a pump fake, and that is what it is.
I think the pacing is what really threw off this episode for me. It was just the timing of everything, and that's funny because TVA we're talking about the timing. He he he. Um, I just feel like it could have been a little smoother, but maybe that's part of the show to show you that time doesn't always move so smoothly.
Zelmay, I ain't heard from you for a minute. So what's up?
I was saying that I gave like little points that they gave Obi an episode, so that means he's very important. He's the first
He's
episode, but his
obviously
And
name
very
is
important.
I think this is all
We
going to
shall
link
see.
back because the Ouroboros. Here's the thing, folks. The whole thing about Ouroboros is that it's a loop. So I think this all comes around in the end. So like I said in our last episode, the first episode, I think we'll get the. I think Loki pruned himself in the first episode. And that would explain why Sylvie, when she opened the doors, she was like, "Oh, there you are." So she'd have thought that it was the Loki from that timeline, because we know he time slipped when he got to that meeting with Sylvie. So I mean, I think all of
Mm.
this, and that would be symbolically, Ouroboros is a loop. So if we get back to that in the last episode, if we get back to that point in the first episode where Loki or somebody, if it's Mobius, if somebody prunes Loki at that moment when he's meeting Sylvie, that's the Ouroboros loop. That's the finish and the start.
Mm.
I
All right, we
mean,
got to get out of here. Everybody tell her where they can find you, Uniqo Williams.
You can find me at uniqowilliams.com. I'm out here. We'll be back very shortly. Last time we took a week, but we'll be back. UniqoWilliams.com. Also, Overall 99 Media. That's what we do. We love this.
you already
Q
know.
Ramsey.
You can find me at AfroCommy765 on all platforms, of course, on Overall 99 Media, being an Overall 99 scumbag. You know the vibe, something flagrant, something inflammatory.
And of course, it's your boy Overwatch, aka Monray Hudson. Find it everywhere it says Monray Hudson, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, while it's good vibes, and we'll be around.
All right, and I am the host of Overall 99, the boy La Alphas. I may look at you to clean excessive. For
Good.
1 second, can you please give your alpha, your fellow alpha, what's that in the comments? Remember, write 1 if you agree with the left side, write 2 if you agree with the right side. Let us know in the comments. Did you like the episode? Didn't you like the episode? And on a scale of 1 through 10, how racist was Captain America? Those are the
Oh,
wait,
questions on
wait,
there.
wait, wait, wait.
That's been on this show for like 20 minutes. I don't know how you ain't noticed it.
I've really
All right,
been.
thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching all of that. Peace.